Josh Smith again here at the All Guitar Network with some more tips and tricks. Now, in the last video, we were talking about playing rhythm guitar on the amazing, magical blues shuffle. The shuffle is just one of my favorite things to play over, one of the greatest grooves in the history of music, blah, blah, blah. It's a great thing. So we talked about the simplest form of playing on a shuffle and playing only the 1, the 4, and the 5 chord. Now, there's many things you can do to expand on this and to add new flavors, not just rhythmically, but also chordally and harmonically. You can add in new sounds. So one thing I did when using that A6 chord that we used so much in the last video was show you chromatically how to get to the next chord. So you can play this little half step move from E flat to D to get to the 4 and such to get to the 5. Now these are the simplest things you can do, but what else is there that you can do in a blues? Well, if you listen to jazz and to swing music, you know that guys are using different turnarounds and passing chords all the time while still playing a 12-bar blues. How are they doing that? All right, so here's some of the things you can do in that thing. You can play 2-5-1 turnarounds. Now, what's a 2-5-1 turnaround? 2-5-1 turnaround simply states playing the chord that's the second degree of the scale you're in, the 5th degree of the scale you're in, to lead you to the 1. It's a thing called voice leading. It's a turnaround. That's why it's called that. Now, to do that in a progression, you voice lead yourself to the next chord. So let's say we're going from that A to the D. How would you turn around to get to that D? You would play E minor, A, D. So this, right? So I'm playing the 2 and the 5 of the chord that I'm heading to next. So I'm heading to D, so I'm going to play E minor, A to lead me to D. Now that's a great sound. You play. You can do it going back. So this is called a turnaround for a reason. It leads you to this next chord. Okay, so then you're on the 4. What do you do on that 4 chord? Well, you've probably all heard people play rhythm guitar like this, where halfway through the 4 chord they go. And that's, of course, a diminished chord. I'm playing D7 to E flat diminish, which voice leads you back to A. So that's something you've heard a million times. Freddie Green play rhythm guitar like this. What's another thing you could do? Instead of going diminished there, halfway through the 4, you could play 4 minor. That's something you probably heard the Beatles do, or Ray Charles and soul music. It's a very common thing. So that's already some things you can do here halfway through the blues on the 4 chord. Then you're back to the 1. You can then move down to the 6, which is pretty cool. I mean to the 3. And then 2-5-1 turnaround instead of the 5. So let's play a progression where I'm playing all that stuff. You can also play a 3-6-2-5 turnaround at the end. So let's play a progression where I'm kind of throwing a bunch of that in and you can hear the possibilities. All right? Now the great thing about learning these chords in a progression is you're already halfway towards learning how to play through that progression, because you're starting to learn where these chords fit in the progression. You start to learn what notes make up these chords, what intervals, and that's the information you need to be able to play over that stuff and create interesting solo ideas, which is further down the road. So, all right, that's like an expanded blues shuffle.